What's up, guys? It's Felix here with another crypto video. And in today's crypto video, I'm just going to give an update on how the layered farming has been going for me. Now, honestly, the reason I really haven't posted another video is because I've just been chilling in the Goose Finance. I have made a couple moves, but for the most part, I've just been generating the GG1 and selling it off and cashing as much as I can out. While also reinvesting some, so it's been pretty good. Um, Now there is just one thing I kind of want to talk about real quick before I do kind of show that, and it's just that you know being pretty new to the DeFi world, you just kind of start exploring things and you just kind of start seeing what's out there. And, I did have quite a bit of a bad habit to jumping into any ship farm that just happened to pop up. And a lot of them, were pretty good for a little while, but you got to get out within like 2 or 3 hours. Otherwise, you're going to be stuck holding the bag. Especially when there was a lot of these Goose Finance copycats getting that 4% deposit fee. I mean, they were making a lot of money, and there's lots of people who even say that it could be like the same group of people just making a bunch of different pages and then just rug pulling. So, yeah, I mean, it's always do your own research, and this is not necessarily anything from me to you telling you do this. I just like to post videos about what I'm doing and just show that it is possible. But I am 100% aware of the inherent risks that are there. Like if my money disappears, I have no one to blame but myself, and so I can't blame anybody else who I may have seen doing this, and I certainly won't hope that anybody else would blame me for doing this because there is sometimes some types of things that go around like that. I also, watch videos like YouTubers that are in Spanish, and sometimes it gets kind of toxic, and they blame the person they're watching when they're just trying to give information. I mean, I always try to recommend the safest strategies if you are going to take anything away from my videos, even though none of it is financial advice. But I do try to, present the information in how I think would be the safest strategies. But I don't always adhere to those rules, because I take additional risks because I'm in it to make money. And I'm pretty sure that's what anybody else watching this video is probably in it for as well. So if you lose money, it's on you as well, because when you make the money, it's only yours as well. So, always do as much of your own research as you can. And if, you really don't feel like you're finding out a lot of information, then you still want to take the risk. I mean, again, that's on you. And you should be able to risk manage as well, because you don't want to be taking out loans, maxing out credit cards, or selling your goddamn car in order to buy some cake. Even though I think cake is a good token and everything like that, I'm not going to get a second mortgage on my house to buy some cake. You know what I'm saying? So, but there's definitely been cases of that, and I don't want to call people in dire financial situations who take extreme measures stupid, but those types of things, I mean, they are stupid. So, unfortunately, I do end up calling them that. But I mean, yeah, you gotta just, again, comes down to risk management. And so that's why I talk a lot about cashing out in Litecoin, and getting some of those funds back, because I want to make sure, and I have at this point made sure that the fiat money that I've put in, I've been able to get out. And so at this point, it's just like a machine that's running. And so when there's risk of impermanent loss or value token going down, it does hurt, but deep down I know that it's going to be fine, and that's kind of what also allows me to take the larger risks. But not all of us have that luxury, not all of us have that privilege, and so you got to be careful with what you're doing. But when it comes to Goose Finance, it is something that I think is going extremely well. But before I actually move on, the reason I actually was talking about all that is because these two projects I have abandoned, DINO Swap and Dink Swap. Now, these are ones that I basically advocated for in the past, but essentially it's just a really bad history of like how the developers abandoned the project, and people start freaking out. All the TVL gets pulled out, and the price of the token just shits down. And Dino, even though it was good for quite a bit of a while, and I was pretty pleased with it. I mean, it's just completely went down the shitter. Even VikingSwap, and then I think VikingSwap is even more legit. But the thing about that is, people start to panic, and the token just starts going down. And I mean, at least they're still making announcements. At least they're still trying to keep, some part of the community going. But, once people start pulling their money out, it's kind of hard. I mean, they still got 26 million, but it's still lower than what it was. I'm pretty sure they're like at 32 or something like that. And the thing is, Goose Finance has been taking a lot of the hype. Even with VikingSwap's post, you can kind of tell that they kind of throw some shade that way. Well, it was in one of their Medium article, and they said it was a nice egg of support or something like that. But obviously, it's I would say it's a bit of they're just throwing shade towards Goose Finance, because once everyone gets hyped up, they come over. So, in my last video, I basically showed how you could get ready for the new layer, and I ended up buying some eggs and putting together LP tokens with egg and BUSD. Now I did undo those LP tokens. I put like $400 in. I put 4 eggs in and $200 of BUSD. I got 3 eggs out and 300 BUSD, but the eggs were worth 300. So it was like when the eggs were like at 100. So I got $300 eggs at that point. I went ahead and staked them into the layered farming. I did also buy some more egg. So in total right now in the incubator, I have 53 eggs working for me, and I cashed out about a half hour ago, approximately. Or I can double check on my phone. But yeah, this one is, I'm going to hold on to these eggs because I want to be ready for the next layer. But I've been selling a lot of the GG1 that I've been producing here. So this wallet is one that I prefer to just be a little bit more stable with, and I'm like cashing out. And this is where most of the hourly cash-ins are coming from, and so I have 11,000 DAI there. I had 12,000, but I used a bit for some other stuff. But so, oops, not there. So at this point, like I said, it's been like about a half hour, I believe. It could be more. Let me double check. Oh no, it's been like 2 hours. So in 2 hours, it's generated $20. And so that's basically $10 an hour that it's making right there between these two farms. Now, on my phone, it was working. The harvest all, I don't know if it's doing it right now. Let's see on my computer. A lot of the harvest all buttons on other sites, they'll usually only harvest one at a time, and it's a little annoying. But yeah, no, the transaction failed. It was working fine before. I don't know if it's because more people are using it now, but yeah, the harvest all just doesn't go through like it's supposed to all the time. And let's see, I've tried like putting the gas up a little bit, but it usually doesn't matter. Now, the eggs that I bought were all bought at like $60 or less. I think the majority were bought at $60 and the other part was bought like at $50, something like that. So right now I'm up on the egg value, and then apart from that, I just have like straight up DAI just staked in there. So that's where a lot of it is coming from. But there is another wallet that I do use to be a little bit more risky, and that's where I do a little bit more of the risky stuff. Um, and so, that the one that I just showed is the one that's a little bit more stable. But this one, what I do is take a little bit more risk. And what I did on this one was make LP tokens with BUSD and GG1. And this one is earning 5,000, APR. And then I've been accumulating, although I am starting to cash out these ones, but I did accumulate half a GG1 to, have it here just produce straight up BUSD. So I'm probably going to be getting more as the week progresses and start accumulating it in there, because when the layer 2 comes out, you're going to want these GG1s. So yeah, I mean, I would say this has been going pretty well for me. I would say roughly speaking, it's about, like the other one does $10 an hour, and this one is also doing about the same, maybe a little bit less. But even if it's like $15 an hour, that's still pretty nice. So But yeah, guys, so I'm just gonna go ahead and keep, farming on here on the layer one of the goose, and we're gonna get ready for layer two as time goes on. But yeah, I've been able to make my deposits back, and basically it's been running profits, and I've been able to cash out about a Litecoin and a half so far. And then I also have, taken when I got my deposit back on the die. I took some out actually. Well, I took that part that I recovered and then put it over here to the GG1 and BUSD. So I just kind of like to keep them separate to keep track of it. But yeah, we'll see how it keeps on going, guys. But I do appreciate you for watching the video. Please kindly hit the subscribe button. Also smash that like button. Take care. Take it easy. Peace out.